This includes all drugs found abandoned.
When you say all drugs, I know we're still going to be discussing the Port Shepstone, but other big busts as well. Sampling, where does it fit in? Where it's not the whole consignment that is taken to the laboratory, but only a portion of it. What regulates that?
Commissioners, under normal circumstances, there is no need to obtain samples at the crime scene. What is being done during cocaine seizures is that there is a presumptive test that is being done. So what that means is that the lead investigator or the crime scene manager would make a small hole in one of the bricks, obtain a small sample, then place that sample into a chemical basis, and that's the presumptive test. And if it colors blue, it means that indeed it's cocaine. So that's the only sampling that needs to be done at that point in time. In order to maintain the credibility of the crime scene, it's important, after all the necessary tests were conducted by our experts, to seal the exhibits there and then, because then you also maintain the chain of custody effectively so. So you've done your counting, you've done your photographs, the investigation to perhaps lift fingerprints or touch DNA from the exhibits, all those processes are completed. Then the exhibits must be sealed without delay on the crime scene. So there's no real need for investigators to obtain samples there, because in any event, the exhibits must be submitted to the Forensic Science Laboratory.
So General, what we see on TV where they test it with their tongue, that's not how it works in real life.
I will not advise that, Commissioner.
Thank you. General, why does it exclude Dagga and Kat?
Commissioners, Kat is a plant that's originating from North Africa. Obviously, and that plant needs to be submitted to FSL within a specific period, because otherwise it becomes rotten. So only samples are taken and then submitted to FSL. That's the only sampling. With Dagga, obviously, it means that when a cultivation facility is dismantled, you might sit with a whole warehouse full of Dagga. So it's just not practically possible to submit that whole consignment for analysis to the Forensic Science Laboratory. So it's all about practicality.
And the destruction process, how does that work, and how does one have certainty that there has been destruction of the seized drugs?
Commissioners, I do not have intimate knowledge of that process. It lies within the Forensic Science Laboratory space. But what I know is that upon completion of an investigation or a case docket, if it's finalized in court, we submit a document back to the Forensic Science Laboratory. It's called an SAP 83A, where we indicate that the narcotics can be destructed. The same applies to an inquiry investigation that's been closed, that there's no further leads. We also submit that SAP 83A, and then it's up to the Forensic Science Laboratory to destroy the narcotics that was seized.